What is up, MTV Review? It's your girl Chloe, and I'm back with another YouTube video. So without further ado, let's hop into that thing. What would you do if you only had 3 weeks to live?
Oh, Hurricane Katrina! More like Hurricane Tornado.
Well, let me tell you what Georgia did. If y'all haven't watched the movie Last Holiday, it is a phenomenal movie. It basically follows the life of Georgia Bird, and she's just like an average person, going on about her day-to-day life, working her job, going to church, paying her bills, just doing what any old regular citizen would do. So one day in particular, she was at work. She had an accident and she ended up bumping her head. You know, us thinking it's nothing more than, you know, a little concussion or something. So she gets took down to the doctor, I guess that's on site in the store, and he ended up running some tests on her. So while he's running these tests on her, he's looking at these results like, this don't look good at all. So before he even gave her her diagnosis, he ran some more tests on her. And before he gave her her official results, he had to get a second opinion. And Georgia basically found out she only had 3 weeks to live. Georgia is freaking out. She don't know what to do. She's like, I feel fine. I feel healthy. I feel good. Like, this can't be. I cannot be dying. Like, what is going on? So Georgia basically goes down to I'm gonna say what's equivalent to HR, just to tell them like what's going on and to see if they can cover her surgery, to see if she'll still have a chance of living. So she go down there to HR and talk to them, and the woman basically is just like, we're not gonna cover this. We cannot cover your surgery. And the surgery was like expensive, $300,000, and that's without anesthesia. So Georgia basically is just like, she's accepting the fact that she's gonna die in 3 weeks. Like, this is it. So Georgia, she ends up going to talk to her boss, to tell her boss about what's going on. Like, I'm about to die. And as she's trying to tell her boss is just not paying her no attention. He's interrupting her. And then she basically just goes off on him and was just like, I quit. I'm done working here. And he's over here like, look, this would get me. He over here like, what? No, you can't quit. How she can't quit? He over here talking about some, you can't quit because your department is the highest selling and we need you. And then she was just like, why haven't you been told me this? And then he was like, for this exact reason, I didn't want you to get more money. Georgia don't even care about the money. She about to die in 3 weeks, and you think she care about some money? That's the last thing on her list. Georgia, she's at home and she's just crying. She's looking through her photo book of like all the things that she wanted to try, all the things that she wanted to do.
You wait for something big to happen, and then you find out you're gonna die. I should eat all that stuff, especially this. Put my foot in that. Terriers love that. I'll never get to call Obibari. Chef Deviate.
So it's this little boy that lives next door to her, and Georgia, she has a passion for cooking. So she would cook these like nice, good meals, but she would never eat them because like she was on a diet. She was always trying to watch her weight, and she just looking through the book like, I should have ate this. I should have did this. I'm just sitting around waiting for life to come, for something big in life to happen for me, and I'm about to die, and I've just been sitting around waiting. And she's just crying. And then she ends up at church and she's over here like, God, why me? Why me? Child, it was a whole thing. So instead of Georgia just sitting down accepting defeat, she ends up going to the bank. She withdrew like a whole bunch of money that she had. And she ended up going to all the places that she wanted to go. And one of the places that she wanted to go was the Pope hotel. Georgia books a flight. She gets on that flight. And And while she's on the airplane, this man in front of her, like he's some big man, and he keeps trying to like lean his seat back on her. And you know, Georgia, you know, she a little tip, you know, she a little tipsy, she off a couple drinks or whatever. And then the flight attendant comes up to her, and she asks Georgia, like, hey, can you put your feet down so this man can let his seat back? Georgia before would have never complained. She would have stayed quiet and to herself and just rolled with the punches. But she didn't. She was like, yes, there is a problem. This big man over here, he's all in my lap, and I'm not about to fly all the way to my destination, and this man is in my lap. And then the flight attendant, he told her, well, it may be if you would have purchased our first class ticket and you got a cocoon, you would have all the space that you want. Georgia said, how much is the cocoon? He said, huh? How much is the cocoon? Give me the cocoon. Give me that premium. Upgrade my seat. So that's what she did. She got her seat upgraded. She started getting, you know, plenty of space that she wanted. Nice food, nice drinks, better service, all of that. So Georgia finally touched down in her location, and she ends up getting on a helicopter and flying all the way to the Pope Hotel. Now, mind you, Georgia always wanted to go to the Pope Hotel, not only because she wanted to visit there, but it's also a chef there that she always wanted to meet or try his food. So she gets to the hotel, and everybody's like wondering, like, who is this woman? Like, who is she? And mind you, don't nobody know her, because normally people who's doing all of this, getting a presidential suite, flying to the hotel in a helicopter, they're somebody that you should know. Like, they're big. But Georgia is just a regular average woman who only got 3 weeks to live, who's about to blow her money on literally anything that she wants, because she's about to die soon. So money is really not a thing. And she basically ends up going to dinner that night. Is trying to live it up. She is not trying to settle for like one thing. Like normally, you know how you'll go to a restaurant and like you'll be like, I want this, but this sound good too. Georgia was like, give me it all. Give me it all. Money, like I said, money is not a thing to her. She wants to try everything. She is trying to live life to the fullest extent. And while she's doing all that, these big name people, they start you know, get intrigued by Georgia, like, who is she? Like, what's going on? Because she even caught the attention of the chef that she always wanted to meet. Yes, she got to meet the chef that he always wanted to meet. And the crazy part about that is, literally had a book of photos and things that she always just wanted in life. And she finally won. She went to the hotel, check. Met the chef, check. He wanted to meet her. He was like, who wants to buy all of my specials? Like, and he wanted the person to sit down there with her and talk to her and meet her. Mind you, it was some other big name people at the table next to her. And he came out, and they over here trying to shoot him over here, like, come here, come here. He was like, one moment. Normally, he would have been like over there in a flash, but he wanted to talk to Georgia, like, who is this woman wanting to try all of my food? Georgia basically is just living life to the fullest extent. She's going on shopping sprees, spa treatments. Now she flew on an airplane and a helicopter. Was back at home, Georgia had a crush on this dude. His name was Sean, and he basically was the one who helped Georgia when she bumped her head, and she always had a crush on Sean. And Sean had a crush on Georgia too. He was asking about Georgia, like, where Georgia at? Like, where she at? Like, woo. And he found out that Georgia quit, and she only had 3 weeks to live. So he was just like, you know what? I gotta tell her how I feel about her. So he was supposed to take a plane or something, and he had went to where Georgia was to confess his love to her. Before we even get all the way back to him, Georgia literally, she damn near accomplished everything in her book that she wanted to do just within that short amount of time. But she never really pursued her dreams of cooking until like the end of the movie, when she found out that she wasn't going to be dying, like she wasn't going to die. So that was a shock for her. Like, I'm not going to be dying, I'm still going to live. So she got the van that she wanted, the restaurant she always wanted to open. She started living life the way that she wanted to live it, instead of like living it how you're supposed to live it. If you only had 3 weeks to live, what would you do with that? What would you do? Would you change anything? Would you step out of your comfort zone? Would you go to all the places that you wanted to? Would you just what would you do? Would you keep living life the same? I feel like we should look at this movie as inspiration and motivation to not only live life to the fullest extent, but to live life how you want it to, and not wait until you find out you only have a couple of weeks to live. Live life every day like this might be your last, because literally when Georgia started living life to her fullest extent, she not only aligned herself to the things that she wanted in life, she got closer to her dreams. She met people she never thought she would meet. She met Smokey Robinson. Do you know who Smokey Robinson is? She met the chef that she always wanted to meet. She met the other man who on the cooking channel who she always like watched and looked up to and got her recipes from. She met him. She got the man of her dreams. When Georgia actually started stepping out of her comfort zone and living life the way that she wanted to, that's when she started getting everything that she wanted. Y'all, that's it for this video. I just wanted to take a moment out of my day and just say, if you haven't watched the movie Last Holiday, go and check it out. I know it's not the holiday season, but it's still a feel-good movie, and you can honestly apply this any time of the year. I'm Chloe, and I'm out.